that Bitcoins is a remarkable cryptographic achievement. And the ability to create something which is not duplicable in the digital world has enormous value.
And hard.
Very hard, but it's incredibly useful for many, many computer apps. Bitcoins will get regulated because you're the expert, not, and you guys are the expert, not me. The Bitcoin architecture, literally the ability of having these ledgers.
And there you have it from the former Google CEO telling you why Bitcoin is a technological innovation that's going to make major changes to the global financial ecosystem. Do you have any Bitcoin? If not, what are you waiting for? And with that, what's happening, crypto crew? Sean's coming back at you with another cryptocurrency video. Make sure you watch this one to the end. We have a jam-packed video. We have a chart that you don't want to miss that might indicate what Bitcoin's going to do next. Don't miss this video. Getting straight into it, taking a look at the Bitcoin price chart. The current time it's recording, Bitcoin's coming in at 27,496. This is Bitcoin versus the US dollar on the weekly chart. But as you see, we see this short call on the EMA ribbons. We've showed you this before. We're starting to come back above those EMAs. Those EMAs are starting to coil up. If you zoom into this price action and you see this big red candle, you know, there's a lot of people that are sitting there scared that the market is about to just tank and roll back over. But look how far we've gone since we bottomed out around 15.5K. We've had a rally up to 100% since then. But at the current time it's recording, still 77% up since last November. Now, what Bitcoin could be doing, what could be in the cards, is Bitcoin could get back above these EMAs, how it did here, come back, retest some EMAs, bounce off it, come back, flip resistance to support. Will we come back down to these levels right here around the $25,000 level? That's a possibility. So just keep that in mind. Bitcoin could just be coming back, flipping above the EMAs and stair-stepping its way to the upside. Another update from Crypto Bird. A lot of people are very bearish. Watch out. Your mind will trick you into believing it's a bear market just because you've seen a red few days. The sooner you accept that Bitcoin's in the early stage of a bull run, the less you'll miss out. And just looking at these indicators here, he's got the SMAs 50 and 200. Every time Bitcoin gets back above this here, this is the 50 here, that indicates a bull run. And every single time Bitcoin gets back above it, this is the beginning of a bull run. This was the pandemic dump, so that's why we came back down here, but then ultimately bounced right back up and continued the bull run. Well, look what just happened. Bitcoin got right back above this 50 moving average. So right here is the same time as right here and is the same time as right here before. So keep that in mind. Right now, we are on the cusp of a massive bull run. An update from Stock Money Lizards. What he's saying is Bitcoin, after the pullback comes a rally. And as you see, every single time there's a pullback, he found this pattern, pullback, then a rally. Back in 2019, same type of price action, then a rally, pullback, and a rally before that, 13.8K blow off top, summer of 2019. So is this what's around the corner for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency going into June timeframe this year? If the market just chops, or if this does occur, either way, we hope you're ready. Another update from TA Trader Allen. Bitcoin's having the same price action as 2020. Triple top resistance, breakout of the resistance with strong uptrend momentum, and a retrace back to support. So what he's saying here, back in 2020, Bitcoin hit its head, fell down, made a bottom, hit its head, consolidated before ultimately blasting off. Well, look at this. This is an inverse head and shoulders pattern right here that Bitcoin did, and it broke this resistance, then flipped resistance to support. That's the indication here. And this is where we are right now. People are getting very bearish, thinking that we're about to just continue to go down. Nope, this is just a bump and run pattern. Hit our head here once, twice, 3 times. This really doesn't look that much like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. I guess it could be one shoulder, there's your head, and then here's your shoulder, but you blast it up. But right now, we're coming back down to this resistance level before having that continuation. This is a buying opportunity on this pullback right here. One chart we want you to pay attention to. This is Bitcoin on the top. This is the NASDAQ on the bottom. There's a lot of similarities you want to pull out in these charts because right here, this time frame right here, is when we went 2008 housing crisis. Look what the NASDAQ did before this. It had a peak and then a retracement, and we came back up and then ultimately put in a higher high, a double top, that McDonald's pattern, and then we fell off a cliff. And look what Bitcoin did. Bitcoin came up. This was April of 2021. In that summer, we had a lull. We stair-stepped our way back up to 69,000 before ultimately having that pullback. This is 2022 was a bloody year. This is when FTX, Celsius, the whole crypto exchange debacle all year. So do you see the similarities in these price charts? It doesn't stop there. Now let's look at the bottomings. So Bitcoin bottomed out around 15.4, and then in this pullback at the S&P, bottomed out a little quicker in the retracement, but that's okay. We can just see bottomed out around $5. So if we see how long this played out for, from this bottom out until we had this rallies up to the upside, it took about 812 days. And then let's see what Bitcoin did. This could have been the peak that we've seen right here. Potentially, maybe. We'll see. As we showed you in other charts from other analysts, that we could be just seeing this retracement before we see that bump and run pattern. So we're just comparing these right now to see where we are and see if this could be a potential top. There's a big difference in time. These peaks, these double tops, this is a big difference in time. This was about April to November time frame. This is a 7-month window. You're looking at February of 2006 versus January of 2008. So you're almost looking at a 2-year window here. So there's a lot of difference in time when comparing these charts, but they're both on the weekly. Keep that in mind. Now let's look and see exactly how high we went from these bottoms. So from this range to the peak, we went up almost 100% so far. Let's see what the NASDAQ did from this bottom to this first peak. Look how close that is. 99%, 97%. So almost identical. Could Bitcoin be just mirroring this? And as you see, we came back and are just retesting these levels right here. That'd be this level right here. This would be a pullback. How long did it take until the NASDAQ seen the previous all-time high? Now, mind you, the scales are totally different as far as the time goes, but it didn't see that previous all-time high levels really for another 1379 days, which is about 3.7 years. So there's a good indication that's not going to take Bitcoin 3.7 years to get back to its previous all-time high. Just keep that in mind. You got the halving next year, Bitcoin getting pretty explosive. So Bitcoin could sort of follow this pattern here of the NASDAQ, but on its own time scale. But this is the part we want you guys to see. If you look and see what happens after it breaks that new all-time high, how high does this price go? And it just goes up and to the right. So this is what the NASDAQ's done since 2015. And how big of a price appreciation is this once it breaks that previous all-time high level? This is ultimate peak of a 376% move. Now remember, the 97 and 99% bounce are very, very close as far as the percentage points. What if Bitcoin goes up another 376% from this previous high? Where would this take Bitcoin up to? We got that answer for you right here. So this is around the $69,000 peak of November 2021 and go up with the 376%. That would take us up to a $330,000 Bitcoin. Now the big question is, this was 2015 to 2021, so that's over a 6-year window for the NASDAQ to make these highs. So the question is, how long will Bitcoin take for this to play out? Could this be consolidated and could this be mirrored? If we get our bar pattern out, this is where we are in the charts. If Bitcoin is around this same time frame right here, and if we just mirror this and place this on the Bitcoin chart, now mind you, this isn't going to be an exact science, so don't hold us to this, but just mirroring this price action and seeing if it does play out this in the same fashion that the NASDAQ did over this 6-year window, this would take Bitcoin up to these levels by early 2026, late 2025. Now, could this be an elongated bull cycle? That's a possibility. One thing we can look at, make it even more interesting, is the fib extensions. And if we pull this back up to the previous high of the $69,000 peak, this comes up and hits that 1.618 level almost spot on. It has a retracement back down to the previous all-time high before ultimately having that blow-up rally between the 2.618 and 3.618. The difference is from the percentage part where we went up $330,000 per Bitcoin, this goes up to about 180,000 mirroring the bars. So this is something that you definitely want to pay attention to. Very interesting as far as the price action, having the double tops, having the almost same exact retracement. I don't think we showed you that yet. But if you go to this peak here, pull it all the way down to the bottom, that was a 78% retracement. Go to this peak here. So about a 70% retracement. So not exactly identical once again, but very close in structure, and you see the patterns aligning. So could Bitcoin do something like this? Is 180,000 plus the target for Bitcoin the next rally, and will that happen within the next 2 years? All these questions you'll find out within due time. Either way, Bitcoin from where it's at right now to 180,000 as a minimum target, that's not that bad of a return. You're talking about 7x in your money. 1 turns to 7 within a couple years, not that bad of an investment, but once again, not financial advice. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.